yeah, today's kind of had it all. It's had thigh-deep river crossings, flooded trails, and snow, both falling on me and on the ground. I guess I want an adventure and I'm definitely gonna get it.
So my name's Annie and I'm a mountain biker in the Scottish Highlands, and I'm about to set off to ride the Highland Trail 550 route, but in winter. So it's just over 550 miles all around the Scottish Highlands, and there's going to be about 17 hours of darkness, lots of rain, lots of water on the trails, some big river crossings, and yeah, quite an intimidating prospect.
Not amazing. It was too stormy last night, so I didn't get any sleep. And it was like 4:30, so fun. Get on with it. Go ride my bike. I never imagined myself riding the Highland Trail 550 in winter. In fact, I never imagined myself riding the route at all. When I first heard about it back in 2014, my thoughts were, that sounds awful. Why would you want to ride your bike that far? To me, a 20-mile ride was still massive. When I first heard of someone attempting the route in winter, I just laughed. I just thought that sounds absolutely miserable. Like, who would do that? I guess it just shows how adaptable our minds are if we let them. Because here I am, riding the route for the second time in 2021, this time in winter. Morning! I've been going for about 4 hours now. And I just wanted to show you what the trail looks like, because I think people don't understand how wet our trails are. It's just been constant today. So those first few snowdrifts were kind of fun, but it's really hard work. My progress is so slow, and I'm working like 10 out of 10 just to get through like a 20-meter snowdrift. Yeah, I might not make Fort Augustus with chips. So it's nearly dark, and I'm still not over Ben Alder because these snowdrifts they're just so hard. I'm just not physically strong enough to push my bike through them. I put my bags into my rucksack to try and make it easier, but I'm gonna have to try and carry my bike now because I'm not strong enough. I just feel so stupid for thinking there wouldn't be as much snow here. Anyway, better get on with it, eh? Yeah, that's the pass up there. You can see where I'm going down here. It's not as snowy on this side, but it's still going to be a lot of hard work.
It's about 10 p.m. and I think I've ridden about 80 miles today, which is not as far as I was hoping to make. But the snow over Ben Alder really took it out of me. And I'm guessing the Kariarik's going to be the same, so I didn't want to push on over that. Okay, I'm just at the bottom of the zigzags on the Kariarik Pass. And it's taken me an hour and a half to do the 4K to get here. So I think I might have to pick my bike up now and just try and carry it straight up the hill.
I arrived into Fort Augustus after a scary descent of the Kariarik Pass, where the ice and the wind had made me walk down the first few kilometres. I was absolutely shattered, and my thoughts were all about quitting. I got myself a breakfast of pastries and donuts, and then got on my phone to try and find some accommodation for the night. I thought a warm sleep might just help me carry on. Unfortunately, in the Scottish Highlands everything shuts down in winter, and after phoning various places and being told everything was shut, I eventually found an Airbnb but only 10 miles up the road in Invermarston. Not as far as I wanted, but it would have to do.
So it's about 5 AM. I'm just making my way up a big hill in the wind and the rain. And even though I had a good sleep last night, it's really hard to leave the warm Airbnb that I was in and step out into the rain at like 4 AM. And it's pitch dark with all the clouds up, so just following my tiny little dot of light around. The sun's just come up. Best bit of sun I've seen so far. Amazing. And there's a rainbow. So the track of 1,000 puddles. It's a beautiful bit of landy track that is full of bits like this. So that little puddle might be this deep or deeper. So after yesterday's disaster, where I really just wanted to quit, I gave myself the goal of just getting to Compton when the shop was open, getting here in daylight. So I managed both of those. So I've got macaroni, cheese pie and some tea.
Remaining positive and believing in what you're doing is a huge part of ultras, but it can be really hard to keep faith when you're not making any forward progress. Having only travelled about 15 miles the day before and spending a large part of the past 24 hours thinking about scratching, it was a relief to be able to make some miles on faster, drier tracks.
Somewhere in Allerdale. Been riding for about 12-13 hours now, and it's just beautiful. The moon's out, the wind's dropped. It's absolutely gorgeous. Really happy to be here. Really happy to be riding my bike. It's amazing. It's 5:30 in the morning and I'm eating some crisps for breakfast. So I'm just at the top of Glen Castley. And hopefully getting to Loch Inver today, although weather's meant to come in as well, so who knows what will happen. I don't know if it ever doesn't rain up here. It's just, yeah, I mean my face is dripping.
That's me over the Black Horn. It was so windy that my bike was getting dragged out of my hands and I dropped it in a river. It's certainly challenging me a lot. I'm just sheltering in a little ruin and the wind is just so strong still. I don't know how much more I can fight it, it's just unreal.
Morning. It's about 4 a.m. on day 5 and I'm just about to try and have some breakfast. Today is hopefully going to be a slightly shorter day, just getting to Ullapool, and then I need to stay indoors to charge stuff up. But every day hasn't seemed like it should be that long, and then something's happened. Taken like full effort to be able to do the distance.
Look at that light! The sunrise is just catching Sylvan. Oh, it looks amazing! How good is that? Oh, what a place. The Leadmore Traverse is one of the most infamous parts of the Highland Trail route. A long section of rough hike bike from Loch Inver. It's almost entirely pathless, with the ground being a mixture of bog and sharp quartzite rocks. It traverses past Sylvan, which is one of my favourite mountains in Scotland. And with the vivid sunrise and the best weather I got on the whole route, it's the moments like this where you realise you're quite happy to be pushing your bike and you wouldn't want to be anywhere else. That's me back at Oakle Bridge. That's my first loop closed. Woo! Ullapool tonight, and then get through Fishfield tomorrow, be somewhere between Pullew and somewhere. Just 2 nights. And then from Afric, smash fest home.
Just give you some stuff.
Getting bagged in the cold. Morning. I think this is morning number 6. And I'm about halfway through my darkness stint. I'm on a really horrible bit of trail. Well, there isn't a trail. And it's really hard just trying to navigate following the line on the Garmin because there's nothing to see. So I didn't actually want to be up here in the dark at all because I knew it'd be quite hard, but when you only have 6 hours of daylight, it's quite, yeah, you don't really get the choice. Well, this is the famous Fisherfield River crossing. Feeling very psyched for some cold water. Let's hope it goes okay. Well, on the plus side, my drivetrain's clean now. Scottish winter weather is notoriously fickle. You can have snow at any time between October and May, but equally it could also be 15 degrees when pouring with rain. I chose the time to ride this route based on the daylight hours. The thought of riding through the longest nights and past the sleeping mountains intrigued me, I wondered what monsters I might find in the corners of my mind, or jumping out on the dark trail in front of me. As I started the notorious Fisherfield section of the route, the weather pattern had changed. Gone were the high winds and driving rain, and that was replaced with calm, settled high pressure. What this meant was huge bands of freezing fog at all different levels, and whilst there'd be plenty of folk out enjoying the mountain tops and beautiful sunshine, I was stuck in the fog, often riding on ice with my light bouncing back off the mists. It was a relief not to be in the wind, but the fog certainly had its own challenges and made the night riding extremely hard. I'm on the top of the trolley path and I can just see Loch Mary in the distance, and I think I'm finally starting to believe I might finish, because this is the last of the really hard bits of trail. I am changing my brake pads at 5 in the morning in Kinlochie. 7 AM in Torridon. And there's a big band of freezing fog, so everything's iced up and frozen and very, very slippery. It is so beautiful right now, just with dawn coming in and the layers of mist. I feel like the luckiest person to be riding the best descent on the whole trail in light like this. So beautiful. Sheepies. Back. I've got a snack friend trying to eat my pastries, aren't you? No. No. I have to give you some now, don't I? No. No, that was all though. I want the rest. As my fatigue grew, I was finding it harder to manage my mindset. I was starting to dread dusk setting in every day. The thought of being on some sections of the route in the dark and the mist was very intimidating, and I was developing fears about places that I would normally enjoy. The hill there up into that fog, and this is one of the longer exposed sections of the route. So I'm just sheltering in this wee shed at the moment, and I've just put on all my spare layers, rearranged things, got my warm gloves and stuff out for the night so that if it is really cold up there, then I've got stuff quickly if I need it. I'm just going to have a little snack and then get going and hope it's not too wild up there. Beautiful waterfalls, but it's getting dark pretty fast and it feels really intimidating to be pushing up into the darkness. Well, it's just gone 3:30 on what I'm hoping is my final day. Oh, just my feet and my hands and stuff are quite sore, so it would be really nice to finish at some point today. I think it's probably about 20 hours riding. It's really misty. I've just come into the freezing zone and stuff's starting to freeze up. So my spokes and my tyres are all covered in ice. Spokes making a really weird noise. And the track, all the rocks are frozen as well.
and it's super slippery and hard to ride on. I hope I'm going to drop out of the freezing level soon.
Closing the second of the loops and being back in Fort Augustus meant the final stretch was just coming up. As I set off down the Great Glen Way, I ended up meeting Alex Pilkington, who'd also been out attempting an ITT. He'd found a section of the route was shut due to all the fallen trees from Storm Alwyn, and we turned round and tag teamed on the road just for a bit of safety till we could rejoin the official route.
Well, top of the Devil's Staircase, and I'd kind of imagined being here on a beautiful moonlit night with Buccleuch of Moor rising out of the moor and silhouetted. But as you can see, we can only see about 2 metres ahead.
I think I've got some advent calendar boxes to open.
And that's it with bike pack racing. You end up in a dark, wet car park with only your partner and his mum to welcome you home. It's hard to sum up what it means to finish a ride like this. There's a deep pride and contentment, but also a bit of sadness and relief at having finished. If you've ever done an ultra, you'll know exactly what I'm trying to say. There's something so special about being immersed in a landscape. To be out for every moment of every day, and feel every raindrop, every breath of wind, and see every change of light. To be able to watch the moon rise from behind the mountains and see it reflecting on the lochs. To watch the mists roll and curl around the hillsides, and to hear the deer roaring in the background. You feel every emotion more vividly, every moment more intensely, and you feel so present just there in the moment.